Next, we're going to add our grid system. So to do that, we'll go over to our ground floor plan. So back over to the project browser, floor plans, and double click on ground floor. So to place our grid, it's in the architecture tab. Again, down the very end in the datum panel. So we've just placed our level. Below that is our grid. So I'll click to activate the tool and the contextual tab will appear. So this is our couple of methods of how we can place it. Either by straight line, we can do start end radius, center end arc, or pick line. As well, when we're placing it, we can add an offset. So to place the grid, again, it's like placing a level. Click once to start, drag the cursor and click again to finish. I'm going to press escape just to come out of the draw function and escape again to finish the grid. So if I select my grid, you'll notice again we have the same features as the levels. So we have our tick boxes there for our bubble, the open grip there to extend, and there's the elbow. With the grid again, it will be by default, we'll start with 1. And when I place my next level, it will automatically be 2. But for this project, we're going to start with our vertical grids alphabetically. So if we just select the text by clicking, and our text will appear like so, and we'll type in A. Again, pressing enter to finish and escape. Once I've done that, I'll go back to the grid, click. So right now I've just been prompted to save the project. So in Revit, we're able to specify how often we want the software to prompt us to save. I've set mine to 30 minutes. So every 30 minutes I'll get this little display screen and it's going to prompt me to save. So I'll just select save. And again, now I'm just going to place my grid. So lining up with the end, so I get that temporary vertical dimension, click to start and click to finish. It's automatically named itself B. So I'll press escape. So again, when I select B, you'll see I have my temporary dimensions, my padlock, my grip, again, so all same features. So what I'm going to do now is going to start to place all of the horizontal grid lines. Where I'm getting this information from is from the PDF 001 grid system. In there, I've given you all of the dimensions between each one of the grid lines. So first off, between A and B, it's 2000. So to change the distance between A and B, I want to move grid line B, so I select grid line B. And you'll see there my temporary dimensions, it's 3900, so I'll select that and change it to 2000. And I can either press escape on the keyboard or just click away on the screen. So next I'm going to place grid line C. So again, I'll click on grid, click to place, click to finish and escape. So again, I can click on the grid, use the temporary dimensions here to enter in 6000. Or to speed things up, you'll notice between C and D is 3600. So when I go click on grid, I'll hover over to get my vertical dimension and I can move my cursor up until I see 3600 displayed in the temporary dimension. So when I click to start and place, I know that that is now placed accurately at 3600. Again, next between D and E is 4400. So same method, just moving the cursor until I get 4400. Click and click again to finish. And again, the last is between E and F is 8000. Click and click. So there we have A to F. At the moment, ignore the elevation bubbles because we can move them later. Next, we're going to move on to grid lines 1, 2, 3, and 4. So same process as before, click on grid, click to start, click to finish. You'll notice it will automatically take on G, but we want to relabel them as 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll select G text, enter 1, and now every time we place a new grid, it will automatically be 2, 3, and 4. So grid line between 1 and 2 is 7,000. So again, just moving my cursor across so it comes to 7,000. Click to place. Next is 8,000. And 7,200. Because I'm zoomed out quite a lot, you can see my temporary dimensions is jumping from 7,000 to 8,000. So how I can go into increments of 100, if I zoom in, you can see the temporary dimensions are now going in increments of 100. So 7,200 is what I'm looking for. Click to start, click to finish. And you'll notice again, my bubbles are 1, 2, 3, and 4. So next I'm going to just move those elevation bubbles out of the way. So I've got two options. I'll click. Once it's highlighted, I'll get the drag symbol and then I'll just click and drag it away. Click and drag. You can also move the arrow keys on the keyboard to adjust the position. And double tap on the wheel to zoom extents. So now we just have to extend out our horizontal grid line, and the vertical as well we can extend out slightly. And again, just adjust the position of the bubble.